Hello, my name is Sam Slider, and I'm the content author that's looking to sign a contract with you guys. I'm making this video because I opened George up to a content library shared folder, and I just wanted to go through that library a little bit and also talk about the process that I'm using to finalize a product. First of all, the folder is subdivided with more folders. So there's an MCAT info and strategy folder, my medical school writings folder, sample video with animation folder, section 1 and section 2, and then a section overviews folder. Essentially what I did to design the internal organization of the product was read through the AAMC content standards. The AAMC structures the MCAT around 10 foundational concepts, and then those foundational concepts have sub-themes. And so there's 10 foundational concepts and 31 sub-themes. I organize those by number, capital letter, and Roman numeral. And basically, the 31 sub-themes have lessons underneath them. So there turns out to be 147 lessons spread across those 31 sub-themes and 10 foundational concepts. So I organized all of those in this document right here, and that's in the organized content lessons, and you'll find that in the section overviews. Another thing, once I had the section overview, I just chopped it up to make everything really accessible, and also made study guides for each one of the sections, and those study guides are also in the section overviews. So let's just take a look at one of the section study guides. Here's study guide 1, and you can see that it just has what the lessons are, has what the standards are, and the overarching concepts. And then after I had these documents done, the study guides done for each section, I began making individual PowerPoints for each one of these Roman numerals. So there's a PowerPoint for amino acids, a PowerPoint for protein structure, PowerPoint for non-enzymatic protein functioning, so on and so forth. And then each one of those PowerPoints, the slides within it corresponds to the A 1 2 3 4, B 1 2 3, so on and so forth. So it's really comprehensive. It answers all of the content that are on the standards with just like simple and direct language, and that's part of the high yield product. That would be one of the four things that gets produced for this. So once I had all of these study guides done, then I began a system of organization to keep all the PowerPoints and all the relevant content in a nice and organized way. Just here are what the other study guides look like, so you can see they're all done. Study guide for the third section. This is Psych and Soc. Okay, so here's how the individual organization works. There's 31 folders, and each one of those folders has the Roman numerals for each, and each Roman numeral has its relevant PowerPoint, just with like the simplest language, most direct answer to the content standards. And just clicking around here, you can see that they're really fleshed out, and every single folder has its lesson already organized within it. And it's just this was what took the bulk of my time, because it was really looking through my notes from the classes I took, from the classes I taught, and from when I took the MCAT, and then matching everything up to what the standards were from AAMC. So once I had the PowerPoints done for each one of the lessons, then I began the process of recording the video component of the product. And the reason, or just that process, kind of goes like this. So here's the thermochemistry PowerPoint that corresponds to the fifth foundational concept. Um, what I do for recording is use the software Camtasia, and there's a setting in the slideshow presentation that looks like this. So this is, I screen capture just the presentation view, and then I keep my notes on the side, and this is just things that I want to highlight. And what I think is really great about all this is where I spent the majority of my time adding from. So I taught AP Chemistry, Physics, took the MCAT and scored well on it. Like have taken Kaplan and a Princeton Review course, and I have all my notes from all of those different things, and I was able to go through each one of those of each one of my note sets and then pull the most relevant answer to the content standard. So it's all highly organized, and there's this every PowerPoint begins with an overview of what's in the lesson, and then from there the lesson goes through just some bullet points and things that I'm trying to highlight. It's all like if you see the system of organization that A lines up to the content standard, like I talked about. There's solved problems in here. There's problems that have the solutions only when you click advance. Here's an example of animations that I can embed within each one of the PowerPoints that I've done. And then another thing worth noting about these is just that all of these are also in the folders that I opened you guys up to. So what I envision is I'm gonna just hand off something, um, a product that's really complete with the four um, different modalities that we have been discussing. So once I record the lesson, then I begin the editing process in Camtasia. And here's what the Camtasia software looks like. Basically, my audio and video are on one track, and then I have the capability of adding in animations and callouts in this portion of the production process as well. So throughout this process, I've learned how to do basic animations and import images and videos and can put in text callouts. So basically, when I would record things, I would listen or just hear things that I wanted to highlight, and then in this part of the process, I could enter that information in. So in the sample video part of the folder, you can just click on any of the videos and it'll show what I'm talking about with what quality of the videos you can expect and just what I mean when I'm saying I'm using different tools within the software. I'm mostly flashing text box that have connections to other pieces within the lesson or relevant images that do a good job of visually explaining the content that I'm going through. So that's a little breakdown of the process
That I go through. Like I said, all the hours that have gone into building this are into the organization and making the individual lessons and the high yield notes. That stuff is done. And I just, for you guys to navigate the 40 gigs that are in here, I would start by just looking around in the section 1 and section 2. This is where a lot of content is located, and you can see all of the chapters, and in all of these chapters you'll find the PowerPoints and the videos as well for the contents that's done. Same thing with the general chemistry series, so just click on the section 2, the Chem Phys. In the general chemistry series, you will see chapters 0 through 13. In those chapters, there's all of the relevant images and resources, the relevant PowerPoint, the relevant video, discrete questions that go along with the content, just all the stuff that you're going to need to get good at the test. In this folder also, there's the general chemistry outline, which is the high yield notes, and since this section also includes physics, there's physics that's in the folder as well. The last thing I did was just organize everything into one file, and this is something that I would continue to develop once I sign with you guys. But I have all of the lessons and all of the heart that's just uh, everything's clickable, and you can find every lesson, and then there's the different versions like I talked about. So what I just really want to say is that as soon as I
sign with you guys, I will put my full-time effort into completing the product for you guys. And just this is the organization that you can expect to get to receive the full finalized product. Biology and biochemistry product, general chemistry product, organic chemistry product, and physics product. And then each one of those will have animated flashcards, high yield notes, skill worksheets, and a video lecture. And then I've included product recommendations to you guys. And just one other thing that I want to propose that just to get this ball moving and get signed and to make some money for the effort that I've already put in, if you guys sign me to a contract, I can guarantee a 100% product completed with the 4 components that I just went through. Otherwise, I will forfeit 100% of what the contract is for, and you guys can still keep the files. So the way that would work in my mind is whatever we signed for, I'd get half up front. I'd deliver the complete product with all 4 components for those sections um, by August 15th, and then upon successful completion, I'll receive the second half. If the product is not delivered on time, I'll forfeit the first piece that you guys gave me, and you guys can keep the files. So I just really want to get across that I put a lot of hard work into this. I need you guys to come through on your end in order to allow me to put my full time into this over the summer. But I have so many of the components already built, and I can do a great job for your company. I've done good by the Morehouse students, by the Morehouse administration. I've worked faithfully with George. It's really just time that I put something in writing with you guys and get this product all polished up. Please reach out by phone or by email if you have any questions. Other than that, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to look at this. All the best.